Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast from me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda here, like defender of the fatherland, off here to a 2v2 on Eindhoven Country in the north. It is Rogue and 101st Airborne fighting here for the German army, Deutschland. Here, rolling out with the 21st Panzer Division featuring Overwatch, Firestorm, Fortifications, Storm, Spearhead and Mechanized. In the south it is AlphaDraconian and Baton fighting for the British Army, the Commonwealth. The Guards Armored Division tasked here with pushing onwards towards Caen here, as the Germans are obviously looking to put a stop to that. We got here Lend-Lease assault there for AlphaDraconian, or we'll just call him Alpha, with mortars, assault sections, M10 Achilles, self-propelled anti-tank guns, M5 half-track transports and strafing support, Baton here with mobile assault, Rolling Engineers and Lend-Lease. We got Rogue here with command tanks, light half-tracks, vehicle crew repair, spotting scopes and the leichte Feldhaubitze 18. So double forces Sturmpanzer the 101st Airborne, Rogue with Grenadiers MU 2, Baton with double section University Camp. We got assault section here, time 2 for Alpha. So as always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters. Without them and the support, this episode would not be possible. So big thanks goes out to all of those. Other people can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon, or they can donate via PayPal. Links in the description. Finally, commenting, liking, sharing, subscribing helps spread the word of the mighty and noble Propagandacast and ensures more people get to know of it. So do consider doing that to help out as well. Assault section on the eastern side here in the center. We got eastern fuel point there. First engagement happening here as Rogue catches up there with Alpha. In the west side there, we got 101st Airborne clashing there with Baton and his forces there. In the centre there, not much happening. You can see that Baton's going to be up and hit flank up behind Rogue. Another assault section here for Alpha certainly makes sense, particularly for the eastern side of the map here, which is fairly close quarters terrain, meaning it's going to be great for getting your assault troops up close and uncomfortable. So really nasty workmanship surrounding here. Rogue, who's finding himself being beset by all sides by Englishmen, which is definitely not a situation you want to be in ever. Especially not in England, but this is France, so pretty bad too. Gunnies attacking forward into the assault section there. Already the castle ruins have been swept clear of the Germans with no real casualties. Like there's one infantryman from Baton dead, but Alpha, he just suffered no losses. But really just highlights how powerful these assault section assaulters can be, in particular on this part of the map here. So really strong start there. Rogue completely run out of town here. In the center, 101st Airborne is making progress with Baton. He can kind of split up his force to make it easier for 101st Airborne to make progress. But now, of course, Alpha will be flanking up behind him with all these Sten gun wielding assault sections, ready to strike fear into the heart of the Hun. And there, goal attempt from the other side here. That squad could actually risk getting wiped. Yup, I'd say there's a overwhelmingly high chance here they're going to get absolutely annihilated here by Alpha. So there we go, full wipe. That's a pretty brutal start for the Germans. Just Alpha really just highlighting why assault sections are popular. And there you go, routed with the MU-42, but there's still one section about. There's also the universal carrier here, so definitely a tough development for the Germans. We've got 101st Airborne with the opposite of Airborne, Fortifications, with heavy fortifications for the fatherland, Pack 43s, howitzers, and the zeroing artillery. Universal carrier knocked out there, and we get a 250 half-track rush here from Rogue. There's an opponent with a lot of assault sections. That's actually like a sensible idea there, since he won't have any snares whatsoever and will be certainly quite vulnerable to a mechanized strategy. Still a bit rare to see there for a Wehrmacht player, but Rogue seemingly has some of that Rogue flair. Got into the section there in the center, the west side, British force moving up there as 101st Airborne finds within the stickiest position there. Go Thompson's flanking the MU-42. Rogue there holding out here as the British keep advancing. Northeastern public system of the British as well there. Half track right around the corner there for Rogue. And Deutschland may want to consider some Panzer Grenadier here as well. But I guess for now it's going to be Pioneers and the half track, and then maybe some Panzer Grenadiers. But again, maybe not. There we go. Do get Panzer Grenadiers. Thumbs up there to Rogue. And you're holding the assault section there. And there you go. Some mechanized infantry action here from Deutschland. We also got medics here for both British players there. Just looking forward to see with the half track steadily. That section could be in trouble if there's the half track. There we go. Caught out in the open there. Quickly routed here as Rogue goes, well, not quite Rogue, but he certainly goes rather rapidly. Pushing forward to a section in the pursuit. Pioneers with MP40s, flamethrowers, and of course the machine in front. They're pushing back the section there. Very good. 250 Hartford, typically part of the division, Panzer Division's reconnaissance units, but they sort of serve there to help the Aufklärer, which is, their job were not actually do reconnaissance, but they rather support the armoured cars, which job were to do the reconnaissance. Most of the time, they would just serve as another Panzer Grenadier armoured, unit there. Fun fact. Machine gun moving in there, Panzer's arriving as well here for Rogue. Might want to set up, there we go. Parties on the flank here laying down some S-mines, very nice here. Machine gun setting up, but there you go. Half-tech should be able to stop here. Alpha's head-on assault aim before setting up there. We do get a smoke grenade here, but not before the suppress. Both sections suppressed. We've got S-mines up. They can actually make it difficult for him to retreat here safely. And there we go, right through the S-mine field here, and that's quite a field. We could see White on Alpha in the early game, and pop goes the weasel, and then some. There's Englishmen all over the place in bits and pieces. In the west side here, though, Baton is struggling with 101st Airborne. In the east, Rogue there stands ready for Deutschland. His mechanized assault here has proven to be a swimming success here against Alpha, who definitely was not expecting to be out aggressionally played. And we got more Panzer Grenadier here for Rogue. Thumbs up. Clearly here, playing the part of the 2nd Panzer Aufklärer Abteilung. A company, not Abteilung, but company. Laying down some more S-mines here. Very good. British definitely found some of the back foot here so far against as overwhelming German assault. That said, Rogue with all these S-mines will, and of course no Pack 40s, will find himself vulnerable to an AC though, and he should expect that. I mean, it could be he's planning to use Panzer Grenadiers for that. In fact, he didn't spend all the munitions, so he could go for that. In which case, he's definitely make that decision pretty snappily here. They also want to turn the half-check about a bit there. We'll have to see. There we go, repositioning it. It takes some time to then, be able to set up again. West side here, Baton trying to flank around. They're really going after Rogue here, so they do perceive him to be the weaker target. There we go, Minesweepers there moving in to help deal with the S-mine field. No Panzer Shreks here for Rogue. 101st Airborne towards the centre here. And back in the British base, we got the armoured car there for Alpha. Baton Bow is the only player without a commander as of yet. But yeah, it looks like things are about to get really heated here in the Castle Ruins. We even got 101st Airborne moving in. They're definitely expecting here Rogue to become a punching bag for the Guards Armour Division here. And there you go, AC moving in there. Half-track needs to go out. They got the Panthers ready. We do get a Panzer Strike here, but is it a Panzer Strike? No, he's upgrading machine guns on the Grenadiers. So again, worth noting, no anti-tank weapons. That's the AC there. No telemines either. I mean, light machine scores are a good investment, but part of me would have expected maybe Panzer Strikes. Just hope for Panzer Strikes here, but oh well. Guess he wants the Pack 40 after all. We got the officer there for Alpha, and a Vickers for Baton. Sorry about that. Sturmpeony on the centre. On the west side, we got Baton following up. They're laying down some mines as well there ahead of time. Very good. AC they're holding back. Probably concerned about packs or maybe Panzer Strikes. Who knows? We got Rogue there with the like to Mechanized company up there. And we got Tech at the same time. But I'm guessing it's just going to be for like a Pack 40 here. He already has the light vehicle. Plus he's got Pentagon Lease. It's not like he needs an armored car or anything else like that. So all you need probably just is for that Pack 40 to more safely go for the Supremo Corps. Armored car holding up here on the west side there. Germans force moving up there. Saps going for those victory point. East side there. Armored car strikes. And Rogue, again, really doesn't have a lot of ways to stop it except for Pantherfast to slow down a bit here. But so far the British have found themselves stymied here by rather efficient German assaults here and counterattacks, disrupting the British offensive and rather throwing them back a few paces here. So right now the Germans on a strong lead. We've got 101st Airborne here with the Belgrade headquarters up. All upgrades there ready as well, except for the retreat point one. And we got a mortar for Alpha. I think that's an excellent decision there. He needs some artillery support to blast his way through the German positions, but also provide other types of support there for his own men. West side there, Fritz and Ludwig head a mine and take significant casualties. Morik head maps there for 101st Airborne. Baton though continues to battle onwards without a commander, but he has also gone for an AC by the way there.
One extra soldier can be added to infantry squads now.
Both sections up there for Baton. I mean, theoretically, it could of course have been the other chap going for it, but I don't see why Alpha would go for it with all these assault sections plus the officer. Like, he's got the section, the sappers, but I think with this emphasis and current build, he's more like just, not bother with that upgrade. Then he's moving forward. We've got the Panther screening up here, flanking about. There's a Pomacop there for Rogue. So I guess he just went for it just so he can call in Pack 40 if necessary, but he clearly isn't feeling intimidated here by Alpha or Baton there enough to actually go for like anything like a Pack 40. They've got the Panzercats in the section. It 4 assault rifles versus 1 section is definitely not a great engagement, and Alpha very wisely ended use of the retreat. But there you go. Smart move here. He's flanking up here behind the Pentagon to threaten the retreat path, and I think basically intimidate Rogue here to retreat fast. There you go. We got white phosphorus. Yeah, force him to retreat through, which makes, of course, takes a lot of damage there while they're retreating for the white phosphorus. And there you go. Grenade as well. Really devious. Excellent play there by Alpha, punishing Rogue here and possibly landing his wipe. In fact, he's moving the half-track here to try and save them. They actually only almost made it worse, but I think thanks to the half-track, he was able to save the Panthers. A bit of an expensive trade, but I would say much better than losing 2 full Panzer Grenadier squads. That would have been an absolute slap to the face here across Rogue's face. But like, you know, really, really heavy gauntlet too. Right, grenades onto the smoke here, and maybe, oh, thought it was fine. There was actually firing at a target where the British were already moving, vacating. So Alpha here certainly displaying some aggressive tactics here, throwing off Rogue and the Panzeraufklärer Kompanie here in the west. 101st Airborne is holding out there, but there we go. Grenadiers wipe, light machine gun drop, Panthers again. White phosphor being used efficiently and viciously here. There's the Germans. He's like really good at using the white phosphorus grenades, absolutely messing up Rogue at just the right times. On the west side here, though, we got Baton being pushed back, still no commander. He's also playing a lot more passively. He's definitely leaving most of the actual sort of attacks here to Alpha. At least he might have a bit of a roll division there. Morton placement up, 101st Airborne taking up himself. Got the Schwere Wehrmachtschef out, that'll probably the Schwere Panzer headquarters. And I imagine the Rogue could either go for Panther 4 or the command tank. We'll have to see which kind of player he is. I know some players speak very highly of the command tank and are big fans of it, but you never know with a guy named Rogue. He may, of course, be a bit rogue and so not have much involvement. There we go, regular Panther 4 there. West side, we've got Fulton's Jumpers, Captain Sapper-C. We've got the Fulton on the armored car. Panther 4 slowly getting ready. Morton placement out, backed up with a regular mortar here from Alpha. Yeah, slowly running with that Panther 4 here. Rogue will be able to put pressure there on both Alpha and Baton's armored cars. Though if they decide to work together, they could actually take out the Panther 4. And there you go, and wipe in on 1st Airborne. Fulton squad utterly snuffed out. Brutal. Schwer Panther calls there by the western fuel point. Very good. Rogue here with another push forwards. British lines up here. May want to consider some more mines wherever possible, I think. But another side there possibly of the British. And otherwise, I think at least Alpha here could start consider taking up there. Unless he's got something else planned here versus Harry Hun. There you go. Rogue with a Panther 4 regular, adding the panel-mounted MG42. Friedrich with a Panzerfaust. Damaging the AC in the west side here. Sections moving up with Bren guns aplenty. Ready to rip apart those Jerrys. East side here though, getting another fresh push here by Rogue against Alpha. Assault section on the flank, he backed up, but the officer quickly routes one. They're going to be escorted here and threatens the rest here of Rogue's assault. But the Panther 4 now arrives as a bit of a surprise. And there you go, AC in T leaves. And there we go, white. We do get a white phosphorus again on the Panther. This excellent throw there. But I don't think it'll be enough here to save the assault here for Alpha, as the Panther 4 again is a massive issue. And crucially, he's got nothing nearby. But there you go. More grenades, more white phosphorus, but gammon bombs. He's just completely routing Rogue in the end, but he still needs to deal with that Panther 4, and he does lack the tools. The anti-tank is moving in, but his infantry could pay an incredibly high price for dealing with Rogue's Panther 4, and actually could end up being outmaneuvered here in these closer quarters. More grenadiers here for Rogue. Could also go for more Panzer grenadiers, honestly. But clearly Rogue has got other plans. In the center here, we got the British moving up. On the west side here, we got this section moving up. Nothing further there for 101st Airborne, though he is closing in on the Panther 4. And there you go, 6 pellet gun caught here by Rogue's Panther 4. A rogue maneuver that leaves Alpha's anti-tank and then a bit of a tight spot. We do get samples nearby with their anti-tank grenades. Smoke deployed there. Nice timing in, but not enough. He in fact actually ends up messing up things there. So while I'm sure Baton wanted to... Oh, actually not Baton. I guess it was Alpha then actually doing it, but he ended up helping out the Panther 4 bit. And there you go. Baton's armor cannon assists there. Damaged engine there from anti-tank grenades. He's going to move to try and finish off. He also got the anti-tank, but the Panzer gun is arriving. Grenadiers countering against the anti-tank, who could take it out, which could allow the Panther 4 to survive. In the west here,
We've lost an anti-tank gun.
101st Airborne on the offensive as well. They're Baton, they're about to suffer a wipe there. That'd be great here for 101st Airborne. There we go. Quite a blow there to Baton. He needs to be careful with his infantry. But a lot of the fighting's happening east here, as they're committing a lot of the forces here to the castle ruins, and we're just... Rogue is only fighting. 101st Airborne could arguably perhaps be a bit more active, but Again, he could be going for a Panther 4, but he could also be planning a Panther for all we know. Back in the British base, Alpha there with a mechanized or company command post going for the M10 Achilles. Baton, though, has yet to reveal his hand by neither in commander or in tech. So quite the vigorous 2v2 here so far. Section moving forwards. Plus assault section course got the offset, 9 kills, veteran 2. Panther 4 still need repairs rather grievously. Panzers are going to need their busy in the east. Mortar fire around the centre here, looking to scare off any Germans. M10 Achilles almost done there for Alpha. Note they called both variations of the M10 they had the Achilles, including the one with a 17-pounder gun mounted instead of a 3-inch gun there. Fun fact. Fun fact. Panzer retreating. Rogue here taking no chance there with a wielding of white phosphorus grenades and, cannon bombs here. By Alpha, he's seen what he can do, and he doesn't want to risk losing the Panthers, which is very sensible. We do get Rogue here, though, with a Command Panther 4 to back up the regular Panther 4. Thumbs up. The Command Panther 4 is, fairly good unit, but does tend to get, I think, fairly overlooked a lot of the time, despite having a lot of utility, when you think about it. M10 they're moving in here, engaging the Panther 4. Good shot with a 3-inch gun here. Sex being murdered. We got white phosphorus again on the Panther 4, preventing him from shooting it back. M10 keeps up the pressure. Alpha and just Rogue having some real slag-up matches, whereas between Baton and 101st Airborne, it feels a little less intense. But there you go, he's going for the Panther, the Panzerkampfwagen 5, hired out of the Faserland. On Landbauer from the 2nd Panzer Division as the 21st Panzer Division. Normandy did not actually have a Panther Battalion ready in time. In fact, it was short on a lot of equipment. So it actually had to make do with a Panther Battalion borrowed from the 2nd Panzer Division, which then borrowed its Panther Battalion from the 116th Panzer Division, which then basically had to get stuffed, as there was no Panther Battalion it could get. So a little fun fact there. Command tank ready, Panther Wing Force there, adding the Pillmat machine gun. In the southwest here we got the Sturmpionier versus the officer. We got the AC Mark 3 on the move here of Baton, engaging the Sturmpionier out in the open. Command tank on the move there. Panther being, flanked by machine guns, but it obviously has no impact on it. Mein Gott, Jürgen, they're ruining our paint job! Ah, scheiße, diese verdammte Englishmen! Command tank holding back, looks like Rogue's lining up for a big assault, forming up 2 tactical groups, one with the 2 Panthers, the command tank, and then one with the 2 Grenadiers and the Panther 4. Interesting setup there by Rogue, possibly. If that is in fact what he's doing. Panther on the west side. Grenadiers moving ahead slowly. I think he might be waiting here for 101st Airborne to sort of get going as well, in which case he might commit to a larger assault around here. Certainly a good push here. Could possibly discombobulate Alpha and even cause some grievous losses, but it does require the assault goes off, or maybe he's just waiting here for Alpha to make the move. Either way, Alpha's now attacking in here to Rogue's assault preparations himself. We got 382 versus 356. Section up to the Grenadiers and the Panther 4. We got Baton as well there, and 101st Airborne range still a bit past on the west side. Still not much else going for him. And Baton will be almost 20 minutes of the game, and Baton has still yet to choose a commander there, which I'm definitely not a massive fan of. Panther diving straight for the center, trying to 6-pounder gun, which bounces off the Panther's 80mm of sloped cup steel, face hardened armor at that, which had a somewhat of a decent chance to basically cause allied ammunition to basically shatter as you use soft core ammunition, which apparently could shatter off face hard armor occasionally. So they gave the German armor a bit of an extra bit of protection there. Fun fact. Command tank in these here though. And mortar half-tech firing away there. Need to fix up the Panzerkampfwagen 5 there. Rogue being very cautious in the east. He's definitely not looking to dive into it deeply. We got more M10s out here for Alpha and the British Army. At this rate, he's going to have to consider some Stooges, or at least some Panzerschrecks here, though I'm not a fan of going for these chaps to upgrade it, but he may need some Panzerschrecks to deal with all these M10s, because they could always overwhelm his Panther force fairly efficiently under the right circumstances. So I think Rogue will have to consider something of as Alpha. Sapper charging in there. And there you go, M10 going for the Panther 4. Shots being exchanged here. Command tank, Grenadiers all clashing here. Assault troops moving in there, sweeping away there. Rogue supporting the troops for those tanks. And the west side, the 101st Airborne again. And Baton, he's not really doing a lot. It's mostly just Alpha and Rogue that are doing a lot of like the clashing. We also get Baton supporting Alpha, but again, he's not doing a lot there. That's on the 1st Airborne. And there you go, flanking the Panther 4, knocking out their Rogue's Panther 4. Quite a blow there to him in the German army. Command 10 in pursuit by the M10s, and again, he's got nothing else to deal with all this British tank destroyer guff. Assault section as the Panthers got White Foxes off, and there you go, got one of the M10s, as there you go, Academy maps, and the Panther arrives here from 101st Airborne to support the otherwise very beleaguered Rogue. His Panther is once more surviving a close encounter with death, and Panther gets the other M10 as well. There you go, Command tank knocked out. Heavy blow there to Rogue, and the 2nd Panzeraufklärer Company. Aufklärer Company, really. And he's going for tier 4, bold and ambitious under the current circumstances. We'll have to see how that works out. As for 101st Airborne, he's going for howitzers here, some artillery to blast the British positions into ruin and dust. Most likely because Baton is going for fairly more static around the centre, so obviously some bigger guns could help, you know, make it a bit more easily digestible for the German army. Panther being hauled back there again. MG42 there for Rogue, and a Pack 40, the Panzeraufklärer. Flanking with the Focus up behind Baton's flank there, very nice. Howitzer is also ready to fire. Got White Phosphorus here and grenades. Nice combo here by Alpha, because the White Phosphorus also makes you just move slower through it, so it makes it easier for them to say follow up with a grenade in order to trading units to get a wipe there. So that's a pretty devious combo here Alpha's got going there versus Rogue, and Rogue really is just, you know, taking a beating, but he's also, I think, delivering some beatings back, so it's definitely like a pretty close match here between Alpha and Rogue. Baton and 101st Airborne against, you know, obviously action is happening, but it's quite not of the same intensity, the same hatred of each other, it seems. Out of their firing away, Panther moving forward, back up the Pack 40 here. Worth noting there, while he's going for M10s, we've yet to see any sort of like armor here. Okay, we got Anvil. And that likely means Churchill tanks. Might actually be planning then Royal Engineers for the aviary as well there. I'm guessing it could also be mobile assault still, but I think the overall playstyle here of Baton makes me strongly suspect Royal Engineers at this point. We'll have to see. Got an assault officer out there for him. Very good. Alpha's bar is still alive. Ace level, 14 kills. Brilliant. Brilliant. There we go. Didn't quite roll my R's properly. How savage and rude. But there you go, fresh M10 out there for Alpha and the British Army. Heavy Panther up there for Rogue and Deutschland. Panther on the move here. 6 Panther down there, punching a hole there through the Panther's frontal armour. Second shot goes through as well there. Guess they're hitting that weak spot there, which would be removed on the later Model G. And in theory would also been gone on the Model F Panther, but that one really didn't see any serious uses. There's apparently like a few of them with a Model G turbo that actually fought around Berlin, but that's about it. Panthers in the AC Mark III, M10 moving in. We'll have to see what Rogue goes for. Like, he could go for Panthers here. He could go for Panthers. Morton placement almost knocked out here by repeated artillery barrages here from 101st Airborne. And he's going for a second howitzer. That's a lot of resource being spent on artillery from the 1st Airborne, of course, in response to Magic into Baton going fairly static himself, but I feel like there's definitely also a bit of risk here in 101st Airborne coming to so much until like the British like managed to build up an armoured force. They could crush the Germans with the howitzers, then base just sitting idle. But there you go, heavy fire in the centre, Panther grenadiers, assault sections, all clashing, Thompson, Sten guns, assault rifles, Carnot, TKs. It's a complete mess there, and the British are pulling forward. But there you go, MG42 in the second line defense here by Rogue. Pops up at least part of the assault, but no, there's more waves coming here, and Rogue has to abandon the centre entirely. There's a second line here, around here, the western point there, where 101st Airborne has his base, until fighting some damage. M10 going straight for the Panther, shot misses on from the M10, but the Panther does not miss its mark, and there you go, Pack on the flank there. Forces held for there to pull back. Air support called in here. It's complete madness. Another M10 self-propelled anti-tank gun is lit up like fireworks on the 4th of July. We got Zing artillery to try and keep up the British assault, but the British have managed to kill most of the map. They just need to grab that victory point in the far west. They actually get, I think, a bleed going on the Germans pretty swiftly. And Baton there. Still no commander chosen. There you go, Churchill tank on the way there, but nothing else. Just no commanders then. Good battle there, honestly. East side there, Pioneers retreating there. Eastern Victor Point held up by the machine gun there. And we got Rogue with the Panther of the zone, even as 101st Airborne Panthers being worked on. Choke tank there, roughly halfway done here for Baton in the British Army. As for Alpha, it is a center to deal with the German infantry support weapons. Not a bad idea at all. Not a bad idea at all. Turning getting the Panthers to push forwards there for Rogue. Bit of damage in the artillery firing down here. Mortar replacement is gone. It's dead. It has ceased to be. It has joined the quiet eternal. Like there's nothing to bombard anymore. Section them being shot to bits. West side there. 101st in with a good push. But there you go. The Churchill tank has arrived. Ready to roll over the German positions. Once it's had a nice cup of tea. AC there, actually 211 kills. Panther rolling back here. And we got Rogue's Panther there also at the ready, adding the penalty machine gun there. So that's 2 Panthers. Panther there backed up by them to become a bit more ferocious here for Alpha's assault section to deal with. But there you go, ND42 there. Uncovered from the smoke, tearing into the British troop. There you go, White Phosphorus grenade there, man. Nope, can't get it off there. But does get off, and the Panthers pushing them back again. Like, really good use of White Phosphorus by Alpha. But as far as good use of White Phosphorus exists, but you know, that's the thing about chemical weapons like that. On the west side, each chain going for the cannon over there. Almost got it, but fell a bit short there of the full Monty. Panther there was the center, but the 6-pounder gun, I imagine, is the actual reason here that Rogue is rapidly pulling back his Panther, his Panzerkampfwagen 5. Panther on the move here. Going to catch that Churchill tank in an awkward spot there. There we go. Good shot. Good spot. And shot. Still, most of the victory points there being held on the British command. I'm surprised they haven't done more to grab the western one, though. Like, they could really beat out the Germans much faster and put more pressure on the Germans, maybe committing the Germans to, like, make mistakes here. But I just told you, Nice, and obviously they're still bleeding out the Germans, but they're happening at a much lower pace, which does give both Rogue and the 101st Airborne a chance, like, you know, figure out what they want to do. Eastern points being held up with the machine gun. Points moving forward to the centre. Rather bunched up bunch, really. Bit risky, to be honest, there for 101st Airborne, who do get their cameras running here. Truck on the way for 101st Airborne, guessing a King Tiger next, or at least just the Mechanized regiment. As for Rogue, who knows what he's thinking. Got the Vickers there, half 823, taking to the advantage of German troops. There you go, Gunny's up with the light machine guns. We got the Pioneers being shredded, and there you go, machine gun cluster being wiped out. T could get a wipe there on Baton's machine crew there. Grenades on the return here, a nice light gun bomb there. Panther being engaged for the centre, which again it's not going to do too much. But there you go, Pack 40 pushing back the centre, assault section, and officer moving up the centre here. Sten guns ablaze alongside a few Thompson. There you go, Rogue loses a Grenadier escort, Rep Republic will do anything. And the centaur goes up in flames here. The fighting is intense here. It is violent, brutal, and merciless. Almost wiping out one of the Grenadier squads here. Pack repositioning. Got the truck moving up here for 101st Airborne. Panther turning around to leave with the Englishmen. More Grenadiers here for Rogue. No Panzer Grenadier. There we go. Rogue leashes one of his Panther's main advantages, which of course is he can run over infantry. These Panthers been caught here by the Vickers in the east. Nice over there by Alpha. We got a machine gun bang up by the notice now here by the western one, but they could still be dealt with by using either a bit of artillery or something else. Baton by the way. We're almost half an hour into the game and Baton is still not going for a commander. That is a bit unsettling. This church is sitting there close to veteran to 1 though, which does open up for a few things. Panther on the move there. Got the machine gun routed here. Very good. Maybe got it destroyed. Yep, looks like it got destroyed. Oh, he got what and he's destroying it. Rogue wants nothing on this British Scheiße. And we got another M10 there for Alpha. He does like those M10s, that's for sure. Bit of quiet here for once, bit of quiet, bit of breathing space. Panther there, we got more single artillery here from 101st Airborne. Looking to undermine the British positions there. That's certainly quite efficient. Panther moving forward, see, Fox being pushed back. Got the Churchill tank, they're heavily damaged. Baton by way again. About to hit the half-hour mark, so let's go on for a commander. We got that string until a bit of pressure work there. On the east side, we've got the M10 dashing through the lines of the Panther. We've got the Panther with the damaged engine here. Rogue's Panzer Kampfwagen front could be in some trouble there. We've got more S-mounting for Rogue. Very consistent S-mounting, by the way. Thumbs up to that. Panther faster plenty than the M10. Panther takes another hit there from the Achilles. And there you go. Air support raining down there. Rockets and guns just blazing away there at the Panther and the surrounding infantry. Alpha's once more secured the castle ruins and the eastern victory point. Finally moving in the west here, but again, smoke is down, but it's going to take a bit of a while. Then we got Rogue here with a Sturmpanzer IV to help deal with the infantry and in support weapons. Thumbs up there to Rogue. Part of me that was kind of expecting another command tank at least, but Sturmpanzer's going to do the trick as well for sure. Make no mistake, it will do the trick. And there you go, machining up, wiped out there. Great steal positive for Alpha and the British Army. There you go, replaced the lost Vickers with an MG42. Panzer going to be pushing forwards. Veteran 2 on both squads. 6-pounder gun there could be caught in the tide of German infantry there. They may want to deal with the troops with actual guns that can hurt the Panthers first. There you go, white phosphorus again. Rogue almost waltzes men into it. In fact, paused half squad that gets into it. British once more control the map here versus the Germans. Victory points wise, actually pretty close, but the British are starting to get work on that again. And the Panther going to just go wipe. Quite a blow there to Rogue, wiped on retreat by the Royal Air Force, the RAF.
Sturmpanzer ready.
And there you go, Sturmpanzer IV here, ready for Rogue. Pulling ahead with the Panther there, close to Veteran 2. He's closing in on the King Tiger in theory. They definitely need more population. Again, he could also just go for another Panther, but there you go, Veteran 2 Panther there for the 101st Airborne. East side here, we got the M10 crossing some terrain. May ultimately landing up to a flank here on the Germans in the north under Rogue's command. Sturmpanzer Panther, Grenadiers Panther was on the move here. M10 gets a good shot there on the Sturmpanzer, punching cleanly through its 100mm thick armor in the center. 101st Airborne fights for Deutschland as Baton fights the international defensive fight. And we got here Royal Engineers with Royal Engineer Recovery Squads, designated command vehicles, vehicle crew repairs, incendiary mortar support, and of course the aviary Churchill. Ultimately what I figured going for, but I would still say fairly late in picking it. These here Panther could do with some support, actually, not so much repairs, it just needs more troops. Got the M10 selling back here for Alpha.
We're losing a capture point.
But very much looking like 101st Airborne is planning for the King Tiger here, the Tiger 2, the Königstiger. As for Baton, I'm guessing an aviary. They could also just go for more regular Churchills, but I don't think he's going to go for like Rongies that late and not go for the aviary. I'll be very, very surprised here at him if he would not go for the aviary. Got the AC in trouble finally here. Main gun knocked out. Still move almost taken out here by German artillery here. Close to on both howitzers. The one is significantly closer than the other. And the west side, a bit like skirmishing here between Baton and 101st Airborne, who's playing quite a bit of manpower. Again, he's setting up for that King Tiger, but he's facing one particular challenge, which is he's got too many units. He can't pull in the King Tiger, even if he has the resources, because he's got too much stuff. Particularly in the house, they actually eat up quite a bit of population, so he may have to sacrifice some units if he's really insisting on going for that King Tiger. Of course, he really shouldn't, but that may end up being what happens, that he just loses enough units and calling the King Tiger here. Panther catching the Churchill tank here.
Churchill aviary ready for work.
And there you go, Churchill aviary ready there for Baton and the British Army. Very much in expectation. It's going to help a lot with the infantry support weapons. Could blast some gaps in the German lines and allow the British to push onwards to Berlin. Lots of back and forth here, 267 to 279. Pretty close in terms of victory points, with a small lead for the Germans now, the British. And even that could possibly dwindle away pretty rapidly. Germans in the centre court, 101st Airborne may want to consider smoke screens pulling ahead like that. And there you go, opening up, and right in the midst of the squad, actually got one wiped here, which could open up 101st Airborne to go for the King Tiger, unless he just goes for another Panther, honestly. Almost seems like he's willing to throw them away. Perhaps even like briefly toyed with the idea, but I don't think I'd supremely recommend that. As for Rogue, not much else going. They could go for some more Panzer Gunnery, honestly. Pushing up here through the... So also these film, we got M10 on flank, Panther engaging here. Veterans one on Rogue's Panther. M10 around the guns. There goes shot for the rear on both here. Jump, had to be careful. M10 going straight forward. Lots of bouncing on missing shots there. Only one shot goes through. We got there. Church on the flank here as well here. Putting more pressure on Rogue in East once more. We got Incinerator on East as well here. Further disrupting here. Rogue's situation in the center. We got the Panther moving forward here. Blitzkrieg. But there you go. Could get a mobilized for the AC here. Flank here with the aviary. There we go. In the air, we got the Churchill tank moving as well there. Lost the AC. Good kill there for 101st Airborne and Deutschland. Rogue making his Panther assist around the center here. Realizes he can't make any progress in the east anyways. He makes the sharp decision to assist his teammate around the center instead. Thumbs up there to Rogue on that one. Panther bouncing a few shots, taking a few shots. Rogue Panther there hitting the Churchill tank for the sword armor. Good shot. Got one here, Veterans one, which also opens up now for a machine gunner there. Can land to these there on the Churchill tank, but it needs a lot of damage to go down. Still not much going on there in the British base. I'm guessing at this point Alpha is just going to keep going for M10s. I mean, he's got 3 now. As for 101st Airborne, well, who knows what he's planning there. But again, part of me is expecting the King Tiger, but it's going to be quite a bit of while before he can even get there. With the current state of affairs. Wait, never mind, he actually went for a Pack 43, so he's not going for the King Tiger, perhaps realizing he can't go for it anyways right away. He just went for the Panzer at the Kanone 43, which is the same gun as the King Tiger. Note, this is actually an early model Pack 43 when they didn't actually the right mount for it, so they actually just used the mount from a howitzer, the like to felt obviously there I'd seen. That's the mounting for the Pack 43. So, fun fact there. And to include out that the Howards is definitely ranking up some kills here, 6 and 17 for a total of 23 here, 1 close to 83 there, and the British are definitely suffering a bit here from the repeated and incessant artillery badge here from 101st Airborne. He's also got an ace light infantry gun there with 12 kills. So artillery is definitely paying off to some degree here for the 101st Airborne. Panther pushing forward, machine guns, tearing up the machine gun crew there, mercilessly gutting them. 15 kills, close to 23 there. Almost got it. Troops pushing forwards. Baton keeps up the offensive. For the Empire. Wilberforce. In the east side here, AlphaDraconian is going to make an assault here against Rogue and East machine gun hammered with the Sturmpanzer. 101st Airborne Pack 43 there, of course, is ready, but so far it's not really encountered any targets. It can blast apart with its massive gun. Turns up in the Panther there. Panther diving in here, boat moving over Rogue. He's also floating by the way a lot of manpower. I'm guessing he's setting up for the Panther, which if he went for anything else, he can actually afford a second Panther, and if he's really obsessed about the Panther, Rogue of course would of course just slot resources. So you can't go for the second Panther now. We got the Sturmpanzer clear on the anti-tank guns, air support calling in here from Alpha to once more mess with Rogue's advance. We got 254 to 248. Sturmpanzer up the advancing assault section, British force there. Murdering Rogue's Grenadiers. One squad down, could see another YP, and there we go, that's 2 Grenadier squads down. He's just down to a Panther Grenadier squad. Panther's ramming here, but in pursuit here with the M10s. The one is heavily damaged. There we go. M10 goes out in flames as the Panthers shoot it to bits. Bang grenades in the advancing assault sections. Rogue needs more infantry. He needs more everything. He's going for the second Panther. The veteran defeat there. 101st Airborne Panther. We got the Churchill tank. The aviary up the center here. Veteran free Panther focusing down the aviary under Baton's command. Churchill tank struggling to penetrate the Panther here. As expected. Pack for the field course, also doing intense damage here. Clearly not expecting that. We got, I think, some artillery called in of some kind against the Pack for the free. Panther then knocks out the area. Heavy blow here to the British Army. Panther, though, suffers damage engine. Heavy damage, in fact, inflicted overall there. Artillery fire clearing out the Pack for the free, allowing the officers moving forwards here. Panther heavily damaged. Pack for the free wiped out. Panther's under Rogue command to go knocked out. And we got more grenadiers for him. No Panther grenadiers. Almost got the M10, but Rogue's Panther goes kaput. That infantry gun crew exterminated by the officer. 101st Airborne, though, is actually well within range now, I think, of a King Tiger. And there you go. More casualties. More wipes. It is just utter madness. It's anarchy. British-style anarchy. More machine gun there from Rogue. 101st Airborne. We got Syrian artillery as well there. Almost got the Panther there. artillery support there, causing further losses there amongst 101st Airborne and Rogue's men there. Panther gaining veterancy for the M10. The Churchill's going for it. Can they finish it off there? And there we go. The Panther is kaput. The losses, the dying, it just keeps growing. But now 101st Airborne, he's suffering too many infantry losses, so he can't actually call in the King Tiger. Second Panther's ready there. Rogue pushing out with Panzerjägers now. Should have gone for regular Panzerjägers upgrade them rather than wasting, you know, a very veteran Panzergrenadier escort. Not a fan of that one personally. Not a fan. The Swing Artillery is doing a great job here, at least allowing the Germans to drop the centre, but there's been an absolutely cataclysmic battle with just heavy losses on both sides. Really violent push there by the British. But the Germans have been able to muster a counter-attack force. The 101st Airborne is now... I mean, again, he's got the population now. He has the field. He just needs the manpower and go for that King Tiger. As for Rogue, no idea what he's planning here. No idea what he's planning. But I would recommend some regular Panzer going to use. Panzerjägers back at base, bringing reinforced healed. Churchill tank more here for Baton. No Fireflies, anything like that. And of course, Alpha just keeps going for M10 tank destroyers. Storm Panther taking it from the 6-pounder gun there. Alpha there charges towards for King and Country. For the Empire, lads. For Sigma. Wrong Empire, you dope. Oh. I'm taking a nice hit from the Storm Panzer. Almost wiping out the officer there. Almost wiped his own Storm Pioneers for that. That's great. And there we go. Finally got the King Tiger out here for 101st Airborne. The Königstiger. And we of course got more M10s left out. We got 254 versus 214. Sturmpion advancing the car. We got Medic Marchers on the way. They're sending a grab with them before 2. Storm Panzer breaking some stuff there. More Grenadiers here for Rogue. Sadly, no more Panzer Grenadiers. I'm a bit sad about that. A bit sad. A bit disappointed in Rogue. Panther being fixed up. The King Tiger on the move. Pushing current descent. There we go. British section caught there. We got 250 to 214. And Baton here goes for another Churchill aviary, but he's really shot an infantry himself. He definitely needs to replace some of his losses. And Alpha, I mean, he's got a fair amount there, but could certainly not be hurt. I think there's some more infantry. Eastern point makes east here by Rogue's Pioneers in a few moments. Sorry about that. So there we go, aviary rolling ahead here. Second aviary specifically. We've seen them being blasted. Looks like we got some sandbags going down there as he grabs the eastern victory point. 241 to 214, 239 now. And there you go, aviary wipes out 101st Airborne squads there with a thundering roar there. 101st Airborne definitely wants some infantry replacement as well. The ones, of course, he's paid off the mortgage on that King Tiger. King Tiger in the centre here. We got pretty much in the way. Almost got the sappers wiped out here. Fulton's routed. 6-pounder shooting there, bounce off the Königstiger's frontal armour. East side there we got the M10s on the move there for Alpha. Panther rolling back. Got the aviary on the move there for Baton.
The enemy is trying to overrun our HQ. The building at HQ has been destroyed.
And actually lost the platoon command post to artillery. That's something. I would say relying on destroying the British base using just artillery is going to take forever, so it's definitely not a plan unless they got, like, you know, 2 more hours to spare on this match. It's like 40 minutes long already. With more to go. Assault section push back again, but the officers are definitely nice alongside the assault section. They've really done some heavy lifting here for Alpha. Storm Panzer flying away there, close to on that Storm Panzer Grenadiers holding back the British advance here. Panzerjägers reserve, we got the M40 joining in here. We got White Fossils once more unleashed here by Alpha. And we got the Panther here flanking the Churchill aviary. Got the King Tiger as well, though it's 88 on the gun. Good shot there. 6-pounder gun falling back. Panther on the move there. Shots penetrating the Panthers from the armor. Panzerjägers move there. Anti-tank shipping some deep shizer here for Alpha. Panther 6 engaging and connecting with the M10 Achilles. Storm Panzer arriving here. 6-pounder gun, they're wiped out. Panzerjäger suppressed here by the MG42 under Alpha's command. Got the aviary on the move as well. King Tiger moving up. Another Firefly there for a Firefly for Baton, actually, not another one. My mistake, I spoke too fast. happens, unfortunately. Panther game next one, destroying these 6-pounder guns. They're under Alpha and Baton's command, denying a possible chance of recovering here for the British Army. Firefly, they're halfway done. Alpha with another M10, even as his men are being sacrificed in the front line to the German god of war, Krupp. And another Panther rogue. Another Panther. So many Panthers. Fresh pack 43 as well here for 101st Airborne. Barely in infantry though. He's definitely relying on rogue to do most of the infantry work at this point. More solidified than the British base. Hoping to get lucky. Firefly almost done. And another M10 almost done as well. Once more advancing in the centre, going for the Eastern Victory Point. Again, 171 to 214, I mean. Germans a bit ahead in the British in terms of victory points for now. Bit ahead. King Tiger rolling back here, a bit of quiet for the Germans, as I'm sure they're trying to catch their breath after what is clearly a rather nutty match with a lot of action, and certainly I can only imagine being at least partially exhausted after this match. Still punch ground west from Eastern Point here for Deutschland. Back here, smoke being deployed as they fix up their armour. There's a lot of British armour in need of a lot of repairs. Meanwhile, the Germans just having a nice bit of schnapps here at the front line. Rushing up a significant infantry assault force here to reclaim the Eastern Point, either expecting a lot of resistance or want to get ready to repulse or counterattack here. Of course, that would only work if the Germans sent in only infantry, sending the Sturmpanzer. Obviously, this would collapse pretty rapidly. Most of his tanks are still based in the south. Panthers almost down there for rogue. Almost done with tanks, got a bit too many units. Just a bit too much. His force remaining pretty static around the centre for now, alongside 101st Airborne. They clearly don't want to get surprise bomb rushed over the centre there by the Allies. So they're willing to concede the Eastern Victory Point, at least for now. We've got 124 versus 214. I do think 101st Airborne should go for the infantry if possible, but he seems busy with other things, like just building loads of machine gun bunkers. He's encountering the flanks up north here with it. Basically building his own little mini secret line. Maybe moving forward here. Strength the King Tiger and the Panther here. Sturmpanzer as well, they could try and Panther fast it. Avery there pulling apart one of the bunkers. Good kill there for Baton. Churchill area there heavily damaged. Got the Churchill tank there nearby supporting, but it's definitely an easy target here for the Panthers to engage with the long shot the King Tiger. Troops in the centre being mauled here as both sides clash fiercely. We got Betty Feed there on the Churchill tank racing away, but it's taking intense damage from German tanks and anti-tank guns. Rogue still sometime away from that Panther. Baton holding on there alongside Alpha. We got another M10 there for Alpha. 6 million guns advance as well here for Deutschland, right into the MG42. Suppressed quickly. Routed here. Churchill being fixed up.
We've 100 points left.
100 points left here for the British. That's the Germans with the 214. White phosphorus and smoke just being deployed here en masse against the Germans. Really messing things up. They're bunkering it off. Panthers charging force back up with the Sturmpanzer here at the centre. Could definitely come and kill some. There we go. And we got the Firefly engaging the Panther here with a 17-pounder gun and his tulip rockets. M10's the reserve here could also flank behind the Panthers. They could actually coordinate for larger assault, but so far are not. I imagine much relief of Rogue if he was aware of what the British are lining up against. A fourth M10 around there for Alpha. That's going to be a lot of tank destroyers, so self-propelled anti-tank guns. And without waiting for he raises his head straight to the Telemite, and crucially the Panzer X causing immediately one of the M10s. Good kill there for Rogue. Bit of a nasty slap across the face here for the British. Just over here to reinforce and heal. The medic got killed by one of their miniature strikes. We got the British army here being repaired under Baton's command. As for Alpha, he's just smelling about a bit here. I guess waiting for his teammate to get his forces in order again. Got the Avery moving ahead once more though. Shoots, kinda hits. A good shot there by the 17-pounder gun. Oh, not 17-pounder, but the Pack 43. More artillery fire. Panther there being repaired. Stone Panther being repaired. Iverson there flooding quite a bit of manpower. Could build some cash or maybe some machine gun bunkers of his own. Be a half battery. Grand Lease Point got 96 with 214. It's getting very, very quiet here, and looks like Baton has dropped out, at which point we may as well not bother here. I mean, it's obviously who's lost, who's won. So GG, game over here. Good fight here with a lot of back and forth, some heavy armor, some artillery, and some nice action here and there. Got a bit dragged out there by the end. I feel like there been some, particularly the Allies, I feel like could have done more on the west to get that western victory point early. Could have laid down some more mines. And I think at times, used the smoke and artillery are a bit more efficient. It was the Germans. I think in this regard, the Germans slowly build up more advantage, and I think play the resources just a bit more cleverly. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell a friend, tell a family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links in Cheers. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.